is nonsense. What the hell? No, we don't care if you're rich. You have no right to be a disgusting human being and to do this to kids. Like, she was forced to sleep with this disgusting old man. I said it.
Running through these checks like the ones on my shoes. So
hey guys, welcome to my channel, to girl CHISALA. If you're new to my channel, oh my goodness, thank you so much for coming. And also, if you're not new, you came back. And so if you're new, please subscribe, because I post reaction Mondays, TrueCrime Tuesdays, TrueCrime Tuesdays, and Funky Fridays. So today is a Saturday night special. Oh my goodness, this case, you know, you might think all these rich people, these billionaires, millionaires, have like everything in their life going perfectly, until you find out that they're running an international child sex ring. This case, it really struck me as odd, because I never really expected any of this to happen, because he's a millionaire. And also, people of influence are usually covered by all this protection with their money and people they know and all this influence, so you never really get to know the dark parts of being a socialite. So Jeffrey Epstein was known to be having sexual relations with young kids. He, in short, was a pedophile. I do not know why people are not really putting that out there. He was a pedophile. It's easy to call any regular schmegular Jeff John a pedophile, but when it comes to billionaires, they're like, we'll just call him an international runner of a child sex ring. He's been exposed by a woman called Virginia, who I think is just one of the bravest people to stand up against these rich men, these rich people, these rich individuals in high places who can end her at any point. Like, it's just such a brave thing, and I think it's a good thing that we have somebody in that position, and she's calling out for the people to be able to help her with this case. And we know the rich people, they're smart enough to not kill her, because boy oh boy, that would be suspicious. So just a quick rundown to how this Virginia woman had met Jeffrey, you know. So unfortunately for this Virginia woman, at the age of 7, she was already being molested by family friends. So at the age of 13, again, she was being molested. I'm sure it was hard for her to come out, because anybody that is in that position, I can imagine, it's hard to talk to anyone about it. It's like sort of taboo, I guess. But in this generation, my guy, we're taking this to court. But that was back then, so now it's like everybody speaks about it. You know, if you're molested, if you're being anything, abused, tell the police, tell someone, okay? So now that we've discussed the background and the fact that she was actually molested at a younger age, when she was 16, she started working as a room attendant at resort. Working at the resort in 1999, she caught the attention of Galen Maxwell, who I would call the recruiter. And so this Galen woman had called in Virginia, and she was only 16. You know, when you're 16, if somebody offers you a job, you're like, yes, I want to make money. On top of offering her a job, they told her that she would be able to travel the world. Anybody at 16 years old will jump on that like so fast, because you're gonna travel the world. That's all you care about, and you're gonna be getting money for it, and you're doing a job as easy as being a masseuse. I'll call it easy, I guess. It's just massaging, but I don't know how difficult or how intimate it gets. I don't know. So of course, these people were obviously older than Virginia. She was 16, and so seeing them, obviously maybe she thought she would trust them, and she told them about the abuse that she had experienced earlier as a child. And guess what? These monsters, they took advantage of that, because that's what predators do. When they see prey, they take advantage of the weakness. She told them she had been abused, and so they were like, oh, she's been there before, so we can just, I don't even understand how that psychology works, how a person is able to look at someone who's been abused and be like, I would just abuse them more. That is sick. So it's not really clear if Virginia was their first victim, but they went on to also initiate Courtney Wild in this weird sex ring of theirs, and she belonged to a very poor, poverty-stricken place. That's where she came from. And so they approached her and they were like, so do you want to be a masseuse or something like that? And then she was like, okay, great. Before she knew it, this man started having sexual relations with these girls. Very disgusting. I don't understand. If Glenn was his partner, I don't understand how she was able to actually be there with him and let him do this stuff. It's crazy. Jeffrey Epstein had done this for over 20 years. Imagine 20 years of being a pedophile openly to your friends, because he did used to traffic young girls for his rich associates. And one of the very famous faces that have been known so far, there are many others, but this one is like very out there because he's royalty. Prince Andrew, the second son of Queen Elizabeth. Can you handle? Can you imagine? So this man, all the while abusing girls, right? he still had these islands, mansions, fleet of jets. He had a fleet of jets, private jets. For the 20 years, this man is known to have abused over 1,000 girls who are minors. Over 1,000 over 1,000. 3 of them being known to be under the age of 12. Like, and you guys might be wondering, how did this guy have like so much connection with all these kids? Well, there was this man. I wrote everything down. Yep, I was doing my research. He's French. I'll just write down his name here. And slowly this case started to build up, and there was now more evidence that he is actually running a child sex ring, and people were like, you are actually running a child sex ring. I think the girls grew up now and started standing up for themselves and were like, wait, I was actually abused. And so in the year of 2008, this man Epstein was taken to court because there was too much evidence for people to ignore. Like, even the authority were like, dude, we cannot hide this for you. Like, the media was involved, everything was crazy. So they were like, okay, you just need to go to trial now. And so he did plead guilty, but not for the case of sexual child abuse, right? He pled guilty to lesser charge, which I don't understand why it's a lesser charge, of soliciting a minor for prostitution. Still as bad as sexual abuse for children. What is going on here? But when he was charged, of course, this was 2008, and for some reason, I don't know if the world wasn't as woke back then, but this man got, hear me out here, hear me out, 13 months. 13 months. 13 months in jail, right? And this jail, he had his own private wing, right? And he hired the security for the jail, like the policeman. He hired everything, right? And also he was allowed to go out to work for 6 days. It became 7 days. That's an entire week. You're allowed to go out to your offices to go work. Like, are you even in jail? Basically, it's just like, oh, I'm not living in my mansion right now. I'm living in this cell, but it's practically my place. And I'm sure even when he was in jail for those 30 months, he used to dine finer than any one of us have ever in our lives. So I'm just like, he was never in jail, okay? That was just like a lifestyle change. What really shook me was the fact that this 13 months that he had served could have been 45 years for any Jim, Joe, Jack. But because, you know, cha-ching, cha-ching, they were like, no, 13 months is okay, right? So they did make a bargain deal, which they did not disclose to the victims, right? But this bargain deal, I feel, came back to bite him in the face later on. So when the case was reopened due to the victims' persistence, you know, because they didn't feel like they had justice with the 13 months, they were like, no, we don't agree with this. So the victims made sure that the case was reopened, and it was reopened in New York, not Florida. And guess what? New York did exactly what Florida failed to do. So because Jeffrey had continued with his lifestyle of sex and abuse of children, minors, and also trafficking them to his rich associates, right? In July 2019, on the 6th, he was arrested. But this time, he faced more serious charges. If he got arrested this time, it would be over. It would be a done deal. He would be gone. And nobody wants that, of course. Like, especially if you, like, lived the life of riches, you do not want to end up in jail for the rest of your life. So this man's mansions and islands and everything was raided, and they found over 100 CDs, who uses CDs anymore, and photos of underage girls that were sexually inappropriate, of course. And so they were like, we have too much evidence, we cannot even hide this. Like, boy, you're not paying us enough. You know what I mean? He played not guilty still, which is like, anyway. And I'm sure this man had like the best lawyers. Like, I'm sure he wasn't just there like looking for anybody. He had like the best of the best. Like, get me out of this mess now, please. So after he was arrested, this man had actually asked for bail, but then the judge was like, no, we're not going to give you bail, because you can obviously pay the bail money. Even if it was set at $200-500 million, you'd be like, here, anything for my freedom. By the way, I'm going to be hiding out on an island. You guys will never find me. This case is going to be cold, and peace. I'm still going to live my life. So they were like, no, we're not giving you bail. So unfortunately, a month later, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his cell. Apparently suicide by hanging, because we believe that. right? Because we believe that as the people. We believe that this man who had threatened the freedom of many rich and successful and wealthy and upstairs people that practically run the world, because he threatened their freedom by possibly, probably exposing them in the future, you know, he would expose them. And then he killed himself because he didn't want to expose his friends. Is that what you guys really think? I don't think so. I remembered that I forgot to put in the video that the chief medical examiner who was placed in charge of the Epstein murder, suicide, you see, I didn't say murder. The medical examiner who was placed in charge of the Epstein suicide examination said it was definitely suicide. But then when the Epstein family had hired their own medical examiner, he found out that actually some bones were broken in his neck, which were consistent with strangulation, and therefore a rope cannot break your bones unless I do not know what you were doing with that rope. That's what they want us to believe, so we just go with that because, you know, of being mind controlled, just be like, yeah, he definitely killed himself. So what I don't understand about it is that this man was supposed to be on suicide watch, right? Suicide watch, because obviously they knew that, okay, this man might kill himself, because like, who wants to live like this after being a billionaire, you know what I mean? But he was not, for some reason. Where were the guards, guys? Hi, where were the guards? And the 2 cameras that were in front of his cell, they weren't working. They were not working. But if it was just some other gym, whatever, they would have been working so well. But for this guy, because he was a millionaire, the cameras weren't working. No suicide watch. Nobody saw anything. Just found him dead in the cell. And they were like, oh, he killed himself. Wow. Okay. So you might be wondering what happened to Ghislaine Maxwell. His partner. AKA, seriously, literally partner in crime. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this woman is hiding out somewhere, and if I see you, Ghislaine, I'm calling the police so fast. Interpol is gonna be on your back so fast. So yeah, wherever you're hiding, we're probably gonna find you. You're probably hiding in Russia. I'm just saying, just suggestion. And if you guys find out that she's actually hiding in Russia, you know who to give the credits to. And I'm also not sure if this model agent guy has been found yet, but I hope he has. And I feel so bad for all the girls that were involved, and you guys are strong as hell. And I understand why not many girls are coming out, for they fear for their lives, because this man used to threaten them, like, if you tell anyone, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And so as a young child, you just like can actually do this because these people have so much money, so he just like, he can actually do this, and you're scared. So I feel it. How Virginia escaped, right? So Virginia was requested by Ghislaine and Jeffrey to do an odd job of having a baby for them, signing a contract and saying that baby does not belong to her and it actually belongs to them. What she did was smart because she was young, you know. She was like, wait a minute, you guys have abused me so much, I should have a child for you. And who knows, the child would have grown up either to be their daughter, okay, of these 2 psychos, or to be trafficked as well. And like, that's disgusting, because why? No. So she said, okay, because she's smart, and she was just like, okay, wait, you just pay for my masseuse classes in Thailand, and I will have a baby for you when I get back. But also, when I get back, I'll have another victim for you, as they requested her to find another victim, because this is what they did. They'll find a victim, lure her in with all the money and wealth and everything, and then they'll be like, by the way, can you get us more girls? She attended the Thai masseuse school. This is where she met her husband, and how lovely he is. He's such an amazing man. Like, from listening to what he had to say, he saw her and he was just like, she's the one. She is the one. And then after 3 days, he proposed. After 10 days, they got married, guys. It was quick. And now they've been married for 17 years and they have 3 children, which is amazing. So Virginia's lawyer, David Boris, is very optimistic about the case, and I am optimistic with him. I really hope they take down these people, because this is nonsense. What the hell? No, we don't care if you're rich. You have no right to be a disgusting human being and to do this to kids. So yeah, the case is still running. People, I hope, are still being exposed. We're tired of this injustice, okay? Thank you so much, guys, for watching this Saturday night special. I really hope you enjoyed it, because I was so excited about shooting this video, because I was just like, we need to talk about this. Guys, comment down below what you really think happened to Jeffrey Epstein. Who do you think actually killed him? And yeah, what do you think? Do you think the girls are gonna win the case or not? I hope they do, honestly. And let's get the discussion locking down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making it. I really enjoyed researching. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bro, you were literally swimming in money. I don't get how you didn't get a better hobby, like buying jets or something. What's beyond me?